Hi guys, that's a very quick unboxing and review of the Ryobi 1 Plus HP circular saw. Um, the actual model number is PBLCS 300B. Let me zoom in a little bit. 300B. This is the one with the black label. They're kind of marketing the black label as brushless, where you would see the ones that are just standard. They won't say brushless anywhere. Little by little they're phasing out because brushless are providing a little bit more power, especially in the high RPMs, less consumption, less power consumption, which is very helpful for the power management. You can use smaller batteries, get it lightweight. This is a 7¼ inch circular saw. The maximum bevel capacity is over 45%. It's 0 to 45 degrees. It's 0 to 56 degrees bevel capacity, which is now is standard on pretty much all circular saws, especially those powered by a battery. It is adjustable depth gauge for cutting up to 2 inches 7/16 depth of cut. The minimum one is, I'll show you just in a second. No, since we are on it, that's the minimal cut, but I don't have the saw blade installed yet. I wanted to show you that. So, die cast upper guard. Let me zoom out a little bit. So that thing is die cast. The guard itself is acrylic, has those ridges for, durability. If you drop it on the guard, it is definitely not the sturdiest of tools. It's not the range of corded Makitas or corded other tools, but you just need to exert some caution when you're using this. You don't want to crack the guard. You don't want to crack the saw guard. They're selling this plus the spring as a replacement part. It's very inexpensive, but unless you're exerting some normal caution about this, you'll break this at some point of time. Ryobi have thought about us, and they have this as a spare part. It's very easy to order, comes in a couple of days. The good thing about it is it has vacuum dust adapter for cleaner work area and onboard LED work light. The specifications are 4,300 RPMs. Depth of cut at 0 degrees is 2 7/16 inch. At 45 degrees is 1 3/4. This is the important thing for bevel cuts. 1 3/4 inches. Bevel cut capacity is between 0 and 56 degrees. Arbor size is 5/8. Blade size is 7 1/4. So comes with a 90-day no risk satisfaction guarantee. They have pretty good warranty. I mean, I never had to address too many warranty issues with Ryobi because they kind of do their homework pretty good. They kind of prepare their tools in such a way that they're done pretty much very good. The quality control is very good when they go into a package, one package like this. So it is definitely something that you won't have to address every so often, but if you do, they have a phenomenal warranty, 3-year limited warranty on craftsmanship. The brushless motor is rated for 325 plus cuts per charge. I'm trying to see where it says up to 40% faster cutting. Well, as you know, runtime depends on the type of battery that you have. The tool itself, let me finish with the tool. The tool itself comes with this dashboard. It has a little screw there. Alright, comes with this, and this gets attached to the saw. It comes with the warranty card, owner's manual. That's pretty detailed. The owner's manual, warranty card, review card that you should definitely. By the way, I bought this with my own money, so this is definitely not a paid review. But you should definitely take the opportunity of filling out one of those review cards. Put your own opinion and impression of how the tool is performing. Is it performing well? Is it not performing well? They would never do anything with your review that would they would never moderate or filter your reviews. You're more than welcome to, if you're dissatisfied with one part of the tool itself, to post a review for everybody to see and be cautious about, and hopefully in the future they can address this through design or manufacturing process. It is a very good tool. First of all, it's sturdy built all around, as it is one of the cheapest brushless on the market. I'm really impressed with the quality. It is definitely not wobbly. The entire case is between, what I understand, is like 25 to 30% carbon reinforcement on the plastic cover. It has the polybutadiene overmold for better grip. This is oil resistant and scuff resistant, which is, to me, it is this gives the comfort to not to have this slipping your arm, because let's face it, we'll always work with sweaty hands. Normally we don't wear gloves, so it is very easy to slip if your hands are sweaty. So this overmold rubber protection definitely helps with a better grip and a better feel for the tool itself. I really like that this is kind of sturdy. So if something happens with the blade, you get kickback or whatever, and you need to drop the tool, this will take the impact. This is the down plate. This is not the magnesium plate. It is just a very good stamped sheet metal right there. Stamped sheet metal. You have a dial here for the degrees of inclination that you need for the degrees of the cut. This part itself is plastic, but you don't need too much. You don't normally exert too much force on it. You just put it where you want it, tighten it, and just make your cut without pressing. It is definitely sturdy. It's not wobbly in any way. You can remove this if it is in a way and you don't need it. But it is definitely a nice and positive. Leaves you with a nice and positive feel about it. It is somewhat precise, like right here. Once I tighten it, let me just zoom in. Okay, so once I tighten it, it is at 0, and I measured it's the angle here is completely square. The sliding here, it is very smooth. You don't have a lock or some kind of spring mechanism to identify those points and stop there. so you have to slide and guide this correctly yourself. What else? It is a good tool. I believe it is a good tool. It has a very good very good power. Now that's what I'm concerned about, because sometimes I don't use the 24 teeth. I use more teeth to make finer cuts. Of course, this tool is not meant for finer cuts, but if you want to do that and you want to use more teeth, then you need more power to go through something that is normally thicker, like a molding or a 2x4 that you need to cut in a specific way. So I definitely the power is definitely needed on this. And it comes in two ways. First of all, the battery, and second of all, the brushless motor. I think they did an outstanding job with the brushless motor, because it provides the necessary power to make a very fine cut, regardless what kind of blade you're using. The generic blade is very good. Let me get that in a second. Um, you have a lot of accessories for this. You have a lot of accessories for this tool. I really like that they provided the generic dust port. But frankly speaking, to me that was really not something that I kind of would value, because this dust port does work, but you need a sufficient suction. Now, let me show you. So let's suppose this is installed here on this hole. The bolt goes inside like this. This screw goes inside like this, and then you have this port. And you see, the goal is that the blade throws all the chippings through here, and they get sucked through through this port. This is the smallest size, the smallest port size. So for any shop vac, you may need to buy an adapter if your shop vac is bigger size. And it makes every sense, because a smaller size makes better air speed. So the air speed inside is much better, and sucks all the clippings, all the sawdust through that port. So it is a good thing to have. The tool itself comes with everything necessary to make the first cut, and by this I mean that it has the blade. It does have the blade, and it has the key hidden right here. Other saws would have this plus a wrench to have this removed, to be able to remove the arbor nut. There is right here a button that you can use to unscrew that. Falls in place very positively, and holds the arbor very good in place. The bolt itself is hex, so you can use any other any other key or hex or Allen key to tighten it. You'll definitely lose that. In the future. The blade itself is good. It is very good. It is very thin. Let me just unwrap this thing. It is very thin, so you'd get a very thin curve. Let me just zoom that. Very thin curve. Sharp teeth. You see, one slanted left, next one slanted right. So it is a high quality, very high quality blade. Very high quality blade. I really like those. I've used those numerous times before. They spin very easily because they're thin. Of course, you don't have to force them too much. So this is one thing to watch out. Don't force them, don't be rough on them. Just push it along nicely. Push it along nicely and it will move along very good. So you tighten it pretty much just like on any other. Tighten it just like on any other. So circular saw. Put the retaining washer, then the hex. And of course, this is a reverse thread. The arbor size is, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, it's 5/18 or 16 millimeter arbor size. Alright, and with this we're ready to go. So, the minimum depth is actually 0. I'm not sure if you're able to see that. So the minimum depth is actually 0. Alright. And the maximum, you can see there, the maximum depth is 2.5. A little bit over 2.5 inches, but it is really nice. Let me grab a square just so to show that it is very square to the blade. Alright, retaining is very positive. It doesn't just click in place. There is a considerable amount of force that you need to exert, and this locks it securely. This locks securely the blade in place. So let me slide that all the way in, measure it, just make sure that the 0 is aligned. And I have not done any adjustments on this tool. It is just the way how it came out of the box. Yep. From what I see, it is close to 0.5 millimeter off. Maybe because I'm pushing the blade or something like that. To me, that is absolutely acceptable. It is less than 0.5 millimeter. Maybe because I'm pushing the blade, or I'm getting it past the 0 degrees just a little bit. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure if this could be potentially an issue even on the finer cuts. Less than 0.5 millimeter is absolutely negligible difference. So really good and tight, place there, tight position of the blade. Ergonomics of the tool are really good. Okay, let me zoom out. Really like this handle. It gives you plenty of grip to handle even a stronger kickback. Of course, always try to saw with your 2 hands. This is a very powerful motor, by the way. It is nothing to be toyed with. It is a very powerful motor, so if you get in a situation of a kickback, be prepared for hard kickback. Having a heavier battery definitely helps with that, but just wanted to warn you that it is a heavy motor. Ventilation of the motor is ensured all around, with ports that are clear and away from the path of the sawdust that normally you would have. I bought the kit that also comes with right now on a promotion, that also comes with batteries. This is the smallest size with 3 batteries. This is the smallest size of 2 amp hours. This could be adequate for small jobs. If you have small jobs, very infrequent cuts. This is this you can use this battery for softer wood, definitely for softer wood and for small cuts. Now, if you're not cutting an entire day, if you're just making small cuts here and there, that's absolutely adequate to do. Before I put the battery on, I just wanted to show you the trigger itself has this nice safety feature. I really like that. Previous versions and corded versions didn't have this. Everything now has this. It has a little safety where you have to push it out of the way in order to engage the trigger. Yep. So you have to push with your thumb here and engage the trigger, or if you're righty, like most people, push it with a thumb here and engage the trigger. It is nice, nice safety feature. And the other thing that I really liked about this one is that you really have more light directed on your cut. It doesn't take much to put an LED here, and they actually did that. They put an LED to see your cut. There are positive markings for the cut. Right here, the entire is 4 inches and a half, the entire length, and it's nice and gradual. Here you can address it. You can follow the indication at 0 degrees, and also 0 coincide with a 45 degrees angle here. So nice markings here about where your cut passes. The battery itself stays inside very firm. You can't really bang this tool around. With the smallest battery, it is very lightweight, it is very safe. You can't really engage it just on any occasion. So a small click of the trigger engages the LED, so you know beforehand you can work it and position your cut, align your cut, and use that time. I think it gives plenty of time to do that. Now let's see how loud it is. Doesn't have an immediate stop, but the stop definitely engages it. There is definitely a stop, although not particularly immediate. It makes several revolutions before positively stopping, but I'm really perplexed and amazed by the fact that it picks up revolutions pretty much immediately, and that's attributable to the brushless motor. It takes literally less than a second to reach the full RPMs. So now what I don't like about this tool, frankly speaking, I like how sturdy the acrylic glass here is. The paddle, I think the connection between the paddle right here is the paddle right here, it's a little bit flimsy. You don't engage this and you don't keep this engaged for prolonged periods of time, but when you do, it is easier to use gloves and kind of bump this and break it off. And then on a subsequent times, once it breaks off, it will break off at, let me just zoom in. Once it breaks off, it will break off on this place here, because it's kind of the weakest point of failure, and then you'll need to use your thumbs, to circle it around. I think the design should have foreseen like a weaker point of failure here or somewhere here out of the way, but of course, nonetheless, you'll have to engage this. You'll have to buy another one in order to make it clear to engage. Also, the other thing that really irritated me is that this tool doesn't come with edge guide. The Ryobi corded ones don't come with edge guide. They sell this as a separate standalone number. I'll put the number in the description below. I really think this should have come with a fans guide. Not having one to me is not good. I mean, all the others like Milwaukee's and Rigids are selling theirs with edge guide, and I don't know why Ryobis don't put that edge guide. The edge guide itself is inexpensive. It's about $5 to get it from Ryobi's online tool store, but you don't need it every so often. But when you do, you do. So it's just a piece of metal with a bolt. With the bolt that is affixed here, but I think you need that. I think you need that edge guard or fence tool. You need that on those types of tools. It is, as I said, it is inexpensive to buy, but again, it is one more thing to worry about. All in all, it is a very good tool, very cheap one at that, the cheapest one on the market for a brushless motor. It provides plenty of power. It is a total bargain, and you should definitely have that. The battery itself can be combined with other tools. Now, Ryobi now have it on a promotion that's pretty much unbeatable. Those things are getting cheaper and cheaper by the week, so eventually it won't matter what kind of battery you have, but this is definitely the tool to have if you need a saw that is brushless. This is totally worth it. I have most of my tools are Milwaukee's. I have Rigids, but this was just the one to have, and Ryobi are doing a very good job. TTI in general, the company that owns Ryobi, Milwaukee, they're definitely doing a good job designing those tools, designing the power consumption, the power management. So it is a very nice tool to have. Sturdy tool. All my Ryobis are very sturdy. I subject them to quite a lot of not necessarily prolonged work, but I use them and abuse them. Pretty much on a weekly basis. Maybe it's not a fully professional tool. Maybe it's for the DIY, but I think it can do the job of a professional tool. And given the price, it is actually a very good, well designed, well manufactured tool to have, safe to use as well. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching.